Thomas Frank has already approved a £70 million bid for Antoine Semenyo as Spurs look to strengthen on the left wing. Ahead of next weekend's North London derby, Arsenal suffer 2 injury blows, an international roundup from the last few days and an injury worry for Pat Matasar. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and are not already as yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Okay, let's get into it. Football.London report that Thomas Frank has already made his thoughts clear on Antoine Semenyo amid reports of Tottenham's interest in the Bournemouth sensation. In June, Spurs made an inquiry for Semenyo, but the Cherries' response was firm. They had no intention of selling and it would take an offer in the region of £70 million to alter their stance. The North Londoners ended up spending that money in other areas, but could now reignite their interest in the Ghana international ahead of the January transfer window. Speaking when he was still at Brentford, Frank stated that Semenyo can play wherever he wants to play. He's a fantastic player. I think he's been the best individual player for Bournemouth this season. He's definitely a player we need to look out for and do our best to close down. He was certainly correct in his assessment on Semenyo as he went on to record 13 goals and 7 assists in 42 appearances last term. That incredible form has continued this season with the Ghanaian notching 6 goals and 3 assists already in 11 games. Since being signed from Bristol City in January 2023, he's developed into one of the most dangerous and consistent forwards in the Premier League. As a result, Spurs will have to fork out a hefty sum if they want to sign the player. Numerous reports are stating that Arsenal defender Gabriel is a huge doubt for next weekend's pivotal North London derby after suffering a groin injury while on international duty. The Brazilian international, who has arguably been the best performing central defender in the Premier League this season, pulled up off the ball just before the hour mark in his side's 2-0 win over Senegal in London and received treatment to his right thigh before being substituted. It marks the latest setback in a difficult week for Arteta and his team. The Arsenal boss is already coming to terms with Riccardo Calafiori, who has withdrawn from international duty with Italy due to fitness concerns, meaning the Gunners could enter next weekend's London derby with both central defence and left-back issues. Pedro Porro all but secured a place at the World Cup with Spain on Saturday. Our right-back played the first half of a thumping 4-0 win in Georgia, which puts them 3 points clear of second-place Turkey at the top of Group E with a goal difference of plus 14. That means they'll advance to next summer's tournament finals, barring a hefty defeat to the latter side in their last qualifier on Tuesday. Elsewhere, Pedro's fellow defender Kevin Danso was an influential member of the Austrian team who took a huge step at securing World Cup qualification since 1998 with victory over Cyprus. The centre-back completed a full 90 minutes, earning a clean sheet, providing the assist for the side's second goal scored by Marko Arnautovic in his second of the game. They would have been assured of a place on the plane had Bosnia-Herzegovina failed to beat Romania on Saturday evening, but a 3-1 win for the former means Austria must either win or draw against them at home on Tuesday in order to cement their spot in the sole automatic qualifying place in Group H. In addition, Brennan Johnson came off the bench in the 83rd minute as Wales saw out a slender 1-0 win in Liechtenstein. They still need to beat North Macedonia at home on Tuesday to secure a home playoff semi-final in the new year. In friendly international action in London, Brazil beat Senegal 2-0 at the Emirates Stadium. Pat Matasar started for Senegal but had to be substituted 4 minutes into the second period, while Richarlison remained on the bench for Brazil. The Standard report that Tottenham have been handed another injury scare ahead of the Arsenal match on Saturday as Pat Matar was forced off while playing for Senegal. Spurs are gearing up for the first North London derby of the season with as many as 13 first-team players out injured following Sarr's early withdrawal against Brazil on Saturday. The nature of the possible injury remains unclear, but Sarr, who started the game, was accompanied off the pitch, flanked by medical staff during the early stages of the second half. Sarr's possible absence for the derby, which takes place in 8 days, would be another significant fitness blow for Spurs head coach Thomas Frank. Spurs saw skipper Christian Romero and lonely striker Randall Kolo-Muani pick up injuries during the 2-2 draw with Manchester United last time out. Star summer signing Mohamed Kudus missed that game after picking up a knock the week before. Meanwhile, Lucas Bergvall was sent home early from Sweden due to ongoing issues following his concussion. The likes of Archie Gray, Ben Davies and Dominic Solanke continue to be monitored ahead of returns from injury, while Dejan Kulusevski and Radu Dragusin are nearing returns after serious knee injuries. There remains uncertainty over when Yves Bissouma and Kota Takai will play their first competitive minutes of the season, while James Maddison is out for the foreseeable future. Well, here's my thoughts on all those stories today. Firstly, about Frank approving this £70 million deal for Semenyo. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he will want Semenyo. As I've said before, Semenyo and Kudus on the other wing, that's pretty devastating. And if we can somehow get Solanke back up and firing, that's a pretty good front line right there. But they need to get this deal done. They've obviously looked at Semenyo in the past, in the summer transfer window especially, and they, for whatever reason, they didn't want to pay the money or whatever it was. Looks like a bit of a mistake now, doesn't it? They should have gone all in for Semenyo. I think I said it at the time. A lot of people said it at the time. Semenyo was ideal. He's such a Tottenham player. And I mean, how much is it going to cost now to get this deal done? 70 million possibly. It's probably near 80 million because it's what it's worth to that club, the selling club. They don't want to lose their star player. Semenyo's been absolutely fantastic for them. You'd think the player would hopefully want to come to Tottenham. Obviously got really good friendship there with the likes of Mohamed Kudus, but the money's got to be right. I'm sure the wages wouldn't be an issue on personal terms. It's just this fee. And if Bournemouth want to sell, because obviously there's 3 parts to every deal, isn't there? But come on, Spurs, go and just give it a go in January. If you really mean business, go and get Semenyo. Doesn't look like Tony is going to be moving in January. So go and get Semenyo. Go and get us this star player, this big name. Go and get him. Spend the money. Go and get him. Right, 2 injury blows for Arsenal. Obviously, good news for us if Gabriel's out. Calafiori obviously would be a blow to them as well. I think they've got sufficient players to fill in that position, but Gabriel is such a big player for Arsenal, big part of their defence. If he's out for the North London derby, that is good for Tottenham. Look, Arsenal are an incredibly strong side, really consistent this season, obviously, doing a lot better than we are. But wouldn't it be lovely to turn them over at the Emirates? Personally, if I'm being brutally honest and taking my Spurs hat off for a minute, I can't actually see us winning at the Emirates. That doesn't mean to say we can't somehow nick a draw. We've obviously done really well away from home. So I would imagine Thomas Frank will set us up exactly in the same way as he set us up for tough away games before. It's not impossible, that's all I'd say, but it's going to be an extremely tough game against Arsenal. But if Gabriel is out, that really does hand Spurs a bit of a boost there. So let's hope Tottenham can put on a good away performance at the Emirates next weekend. International roundup, not much to say on this. Obviously, looks like Spain are pretty much certain of World Cup qualification, so well done to Pedro Porro. Danzo's Austria going well as well. Brennan Johnson not getting many minutes, but hopefully Wales can progress as well. But obviously there's still one more game in the week coming up, so let's see where those teams lie after that final game. And the final story, the injury scare for Sarr, is just typical Tottenham, isn't it? We get another injury, we look to get players back, and we get another injury. Let's hope that the Sarr substitution was just a precaution. Sure, Thomas Frank and none of us want any more injuries for Tottenham. We've had enough of them over the last few years. We just seem to be ravaged. I know all teams get injuries, but I don't know the figures, but it just seemed like we get more than everybody else. And people saying that it was Ange's training. This is just leaked over into the Thomas Frank era. So I think it's just sheer bad luck on Spurs' part. But let's hope this knock for Sarr is just a knock and it was taken off as a precaution. But let's see. Obviously, a young player tend to heal pretty quickly. So if it's just a minor thing, let's hope he can be ready for the North London derby next weekend. But get down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on all these stories today and anything else you want to talk about as a Spurs fan right now. And as always, come on you Spurs.